Welcome to Anti-MLM Vlogmas Day 11. Let's take a look behind the Adventskalender to number 11. Yeah, German and English are not working properly today, especially if we're talking about German traditions. We're taking a look behind the Adventskalender door number 11 today. And let's see what a treat is hidden there, because we're having another slideshow. Can you believe it? They're always good. I mean, they never are, but they're good for us. Today, we're going to take a look at top tips, how to grow your network marketing business. This time, this distributor didn't count the tips. That didn't go well at the beginning of Vlogmas when the Huns weren't even able to calculate their tips. These are the best 13 tips, and then it was just 11. So we will get right into this video. We will get right into the top tips, how to grow your network marketing business. Top tips to grow your network marketing business from a top 1% leader with 10 years experience in the industry. First of all, it's not your business. You're an independently contracted salesperson, and it is worded in such a weird way. Now, granted, English is not my first language, but I'm kind of peculiar and particular when it comes to language, at least in German, maybe because I worked in the media industry for years, also on the creative side, and I've done a gazillion jobs, do different kind of things in the entertainment industry before I ended up where I'm at right now, compliance and youth protection. And it was really helpful and great, I think, to go through different steps and different stations in your industry, because that way you can understand and appreciate and really be more knowledgeable in the work other people are doing. And I think that way you can also be better at your job. Anyway, long way to say, I also worked and was responsible for the production of content. I was responsible for the editing of content together with an editor, and I was the one who was supposed to do the dubbing, the para-dubbing, and also the one who did the actual text. That can be, especially in non-fictional content, super important to link the different parts of a 45-minute afternoon show together. Otherwise, many times you don't even understand what it's about. And I learned there how important it is to be specific and also how to watch out for your grammar. Now, granted, this is not mainstream TV, this is not mainstream media, but why are you a top 1% leader? Couldn't these things stand on their own? That you're either a top person, a top distributor at the top 1%, so you're the 1% club in the company, or you're a leader. Why do they always need to inflate who they are? It's just ridiculous at this point. You are a top 1% leader. Maybe she could have used more words there to describe how successful she is with 10 years experience in the industry and who is more passionate than ever about Arbonne. Is that proper grammar? I do not think so. But let's get to the second slide, because otherwise I will overthink this. Find your why. Your why is what pulls you forward when motivation fades. Get crystal clear on what you're building and why it matters. Freedom, family, flexibility, impact. The punctuation is off. Okay, I'm going to bitch about grammar here. This is not acceptable. I'm sorry, put a little bit of effort into this. My why would be to be properly equipped to do those posts from a grammatical perspective. Your why in a network marketing company has to be the reason why you want to do network marketing. So that way, if times get rough, you can pull from that why. It's either a financial freedom, you want to build a house, you want to retire your husband, you want to contribute to the income, you want to stay home with your children. All of these things are the big whys, and that's what she's referring to here. She speaks about freedom, family, flexibility. Well, impact is very general. I also would be crystal clear to also be really, really specific, because impact is not a big why if you just say it's impact. It's a very general statement. Whatever it is, anchor to it daily. Create a big vision. See it before you live it. So dream about the things you want to achieve. Connect that to your why. Although it might not be realistic. I mean, she's in Arbonne. Most people in Arbonne make $77 annually. I've had so many stuff lately about Arbonne that I know that by heart now, and 18% of people in Arbonne were not even able to make a commission. So it doesn't matter how big your vision actually is. Most people make $77 in a year in Arbonne. If those people purchase just very, very few products, then they're already in debt. Just keep that in mind. See it before you live it. Map out the life, business, and impact you not only want to create, but that you deserve. How do you know that somebody deserves these things? You could be a horrible person. You could be a serial killer. You could be against kitten, puppies, and guinea pigs. Then you don't deserve any of these things. Vision gives direction, and when you hold it long enough, it becomes your reality. So that is a very brainwashy way to say, create a big vision and hold on to it, just like you have to hold on to your why long enough when times are rough. Because realistically, most people in Arbonne will not even make a profit. Most people at the lowest rank don't make a profit. But if you dream, so you have this vision, and you follow along, then it will become your reality. First of all, you cannot say this. This is kind of like a promise. And if I were to hold her accountable, if I were in Arbonne, I don't think you could sue over this. But let's be careful about how we word these things. When you hold it long enough, it becomes your reality. So if I'm joining her downline and I ask her, will I be able to make a lot of money here? And then that is the reply I get. That is simply false. If I just believe strong enough and I stay in here long enough, then you promise me that it will become my reality, that I will be financially successful, for example, because that is my why. I want to be financially independent and I don't want to work my current corporate job anymore, then that is a big effing lie. Use your products, have a transformation, and to be the proof they work. Yeah, and it's also a convenient way to make Arbonne money because you need to purchase the products, you need to love them, you need to try other products, you need to love them, you need to showcase them. And that's also how your upline can make money if you purchase a lot of the product. So that's also a convenient tip, but I guess we're not mentioning that here. When you genuinely love and believe in what you share, it's effortless to recommend them. Yeah, but you sharing and you recommending something is not effortless. You might be more interested in the products. Yes, if you have interest in certain product categories or in the health and wellness industry, that those are the products that Arbonne typically sells, then it might be a lot easier for you to do that rather than selling, I don't know, legal plans or insurance plans. Absolutely. But it's not effortless, and you don't get paid if you share and if you recommend. You also need to make that final sale. That's something we don't see in these posts. It's not just about loving the products, using them, sharing them, and recommending them. You also need to sell them, because otherwise your why has to be so big and your vision has to be so big. You will never, ever, ever be able to make a profit in Arbonne because you need to sell products or the business opportunity. People trust authenticity over sales pitches every time. Yeah, that is true. But I don't see a lot of authenticity here. And also don't see a lot of authenticity with a lot of network marketers because they pretty much just become copycats of what their upline does or their team members do. Have a growth mindset, of course. Your business will only grow to that level that you do. What? Your business will only grow to the level that you do. So your business will only grow to the level you grow to. Is that how you would word that? I think she could have done that a little bit more eloquently. And it's also just a lot of hollow words. There is no substance attached to that. How does your business grow? In the way you grow. Why can your business only grow when you grow with your mindset? Specifics, give me examples. It's a lot of hollow words, but there's nothing specifically attached to that. And I guess when we're talking about mindset, aka brainwashing yourself in a network marketing company, you can also not be specific. What does that mean? Give me examples and show me how that can make my business grow to the level that I grow. What does that mean and how do I specifically do that? The most successful people in this industry are obsessed with becoming better in their mindset. Read the books, of course. Listen to the podcasts, of course, and do the inner work. So brainwash yourself, because that way it is more difficult for you to leave a system like network marketing. That way you can spend more money on the company, on the products, and also on your upline, essentially. Because if you brainwash yourself, it is harder to get out of that rather than somebody else brainwashing you. That's the inner work, in my opinion. The more you strengthen your mindset, the stronger your business foundation becomes. Personal development isn't a bonus, it's a strategy. It's really not. It's really not. But you need to have a certain mindset in network marketing, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to tell yourself, I haven't made a profit in 2 years. Maybe it is time for me to stop that. But if you have the right mindset, and if you pretty much groomed yourself into believing that you can be successful if you only believe in it, then you might stay in it for longer. Treat it like a business, of course. Show up for it like you would any other job, with intention, discipline, and consistency. Schedule your work hours, track your goals, and take it seriously. The moment you start treating it like a real business is the moment it starts paying you like one. Are you sure about that? Are you? Because I beg to disagree. Now, I don't disagree with be intentional, be disciplined, be consistent, whatever it is in your life. You're likely going to progress and you're likely going to be more successful if these are character traits you can include into your everyday life, into your everyday routine, into your job, into your business, or into a side hustle. But the bad thing about network marketing is that it will not necessarily start to pay you like that. If you really advance in your ability to be good at your job, that's a different story. You can go to another job and get a promotion you might not get in your current job. You might get salary increases, merit increases, promotions within your own company because you are good at your job. In network marketing, that isn't necessarily the case, because there's only a finite pool of people at the top of a network marketing company where that actually pays their everyday life expenses. Hardly anybody in a network marketing company is able to do that, no matter how much effort they put into this. So that's a lie. It's a system that is built for most people to fail. So no matter how much work you put into this, no matter how well you structure your life, you will not necessarily succeed, and your business will not start to pay you like this if you treat it like a business. If you spend more time on selling and recruiting, the likelihood is of course also greater that you're able to make more commission and recruit more people. But that doesn't mean that you will be successful. So don't treat it like a business. Just believe. Treat it like a phantom business. Also, I remember now why I haven't worn this outfit in a long time, ever since I started filming. This is my dictator outfit. That sounds a little bit odd maybe, but greetings from Pyongyang. This is actually a really nice jacket. It's from S. Oliver. I like it. But every time I sit down, I look weird. It's really an outfit to stand, or it's a jacket to stand up. Because like this, I feel like I'm in a bunker somewhere in North Korea. Greetings from Pyongyang. Holiday greetings to everybody. That's why I never wore it. It's a pity. Maybe I should do a standing video at some time. I will just sit up right now. So I'm going to treat this like a business. Follow the system. Oh, that's a bad transition after I said I feel I look like a dictator. Don't reinvent the wheel. I even lost my ability to speak now. Follow the system. Don't reinvent the wheel. I sit here weirdly. Okay, I will have to look weirdly in this video. We will get over it. Follow the system. Don't reinvent the wheel. There's a proven roadmap that works. So plug in, stay coachable, and let duplication do the heavy lifting. Success is simple when you stay consistent with the basics. How about basic grammar and basic punctuation? It is easily said, you just duplicate what the people teach you, what your upline does, your teammates do. How come that most people in Arbonne then are at the lowest rank and make $77 per year? That is a freaking lie. If you follow the system, does that mean that most people in Arbonne simply don't follow the system? Why do most people in Arbonne then recruit people who are not able to follow a system, who don't have a big enough why, who are not great at setting the right mindset and at having the vision before it even becomes a reality? Obviously, it's not working. And really, this is not a good post from a grammatical point of view. Okay? Do a better job if you want to be inspirational, because if you're being distracted by bad grammar and bad writing, then that post is absolutely a waste of time. I would rather spend a little bit more time on this and then actually have an impact, because my audience can focus on the things I say, or in this case, I type out and post. Lead with heart. What heart? A reindeer heart, an animal heart, a human heart with your heart? With what heart? Another example, be specific also in the headline. Lead with your heart, lead with your emotions, lead with your empathy, something like that. Okay, we could have done that a little bit differently. As an independent consultant, you are in business for yourself, but never by yourself. Yeah, that's a threat. You are never alone. You're never by yourself. There are always people around you, and you're stacked on top of each other, and that's why you depend on each other, because you cannot do this alone. And no, you're not in business for yourself, because so many people depend on you, and that's why there's a certain pressure on you. Not necessarily from Arbonne, the corporate side. They put pressure on their top people, I believe, if business is down and if things are not well. And then the top people apply pressure to their downline and to their downline and to their downline. And then you have those team calls where you're being yelled at that you need to recruit more and sell more. And you're never by yourself. That's true. This business is about people. Yes, it's about collecting warm bodies. We rise by lifting others up, and in turn, that lifts us up. That's a way to say recruit people who sell product, who recruit people. That's the only way you can rise to the top ranks in Arbonne. Could have just said that. Lead with empathy, service, and integrity. In Arbonne? Nah. When people feel seen and supported, they'll rise with you. Obviously not. Once again, the Arbonne income disclosure statement shows me that not a lot of people have risen in Arbonne. Always stay consistent. We already had consistency before that was treated like a business. Being consistent is part of treating it like a business. Small actions repeated daily compound into massive results. Well, but obviously not in Arbonne. Focus on getting 1% better every day and creating those intentional daily habits that help you win. Consistency builds trust, credibility, and momentum, especially when no one's watching. Does that mean you secretly have success in Arbonne? Your upline is not seeing that. They're probably in their back end regularly, especially at the end of the month, at the end of the year. There is no one watching. You're never by yourself. She said that before. How are you going to do that in secrecy? You just pretend that you were successful? I'm sorry, none of that makes sense. If you expected to get actual business tips here, then I think you're at a loss. The only tip that I find good is be consistent, be professional, be organized, because that can be helpful for everybody. But we also repeated that, so we don't need to repeat it, just mention it once. Proximity is power. Surround yourself with people who lift, challenge, and stretch you to new levels. I don't want people to stretch me, okay? I stretch myself. I don't need you to do that. The energy you choose to be around will shape your mindset, standards, and ultimately your results. Get in rooms where growth is the norm and not the exception, where people talk about goals, not gossip. Proximity to the right people will change everything. Once again, obviously not. Because if most people in Arbonne were to follow that logic or are on somebody's downline who is giving these tips, then the results in Arbonne should be better. So surround yourself with successful people. That's what I hear. But also that is not a guaranteed way for you to be successful. It's this narrative that if you're surrounded by millionaires, you will become one of them. No, you won't. Never, ever quit. That's the most important part. The only way to fail in this business is to stop. So it's not a failure if you lose money across the years, possibly across the decades. What is the only way you can fail in this business is when you stop, because then you withdraw your power, you withdraw your money, your work, your influence from that industry. So the people in Arbonne don't make money, your upline doesn't make money, the people are not benefiting from you anymore, and you can actually start to make your own money, which benefits you, where you don't have a lot of nonsensical expenses. You might actually be able to start your own business or get a job or get multiple jobs that actually pay you better. Everyone's timeline looks different. Your breakthrough could be one heart-led conversation away. Keep the faith, stay the course, and remember where you started. Well, that's also very likely where you end. Because most people in Arbonne are not able to even make a profit. And then we have a text to this one as well. After a decade in network marketing, I've experienced every season, the wins, the setbacks, the lessons, and the growth. And still, I believe it's the most empowering and life-changing business model out, where when you treat it like a profession and lead with heart. Arbonne has been my home for 10 years, and I'm so proud to be part of this incredible company. If I have missed any, comment below so we can help each other rise. And we can also help to push out her post by engagement, but we're not mentioning that. If she's been in Arbonne for 10 years and she is one of the top people, of course it's also in her interest to say, no, Arbonne is great. I stay in Arbonne, I stay in network marketing. I love it here because I'm one of the top people. So how likely is it that somebody like this is going to be honest? I don't think that she could be honest if she really took her own advice and she has grown her mindset to the degree that she pretty much brainwashed herself that she will never ever stop network marketing because that is the only way you can truly fail. Then that is a source, I believe, is not trustworthy. And this is how we end Vlogmas day 11. I mean, at least she didn't count the top tips to grow your network marketing business, because there have been a lot of miscalculations lately, and I think that was a good decision. That was a good step. And it was easy to snark on, which is ideal for today. Now, I will get out of my dictator uniform or stand up. Could also do that. And remember next time why I'm not wearing this outfit to film. Also, it looks like I don't have a neck. I love this one, but I really need to stand up. And I have really bad posture. And yes, I'm totally checking myself out now on the little monitor. I don't typically do that, but I recognize something is off. And now I remember why. So yeah, next time I'm not going to wear this top. Let's just say it like that. It's a beautiful jacket from S. Oliver, but not good if you need to sit down, which humans sometimes need to do. That's how we end Vlogmas day 11. I hope you did like the look behind the digital advents calendar door behind day 11. I have an entire Anti-MLM Vlogmas playlist. I will link it up here if you're interested, if you want to catch up on the videos. If you don't want to see an Anti-MLM video each and every day, then you can also always come back to those later. I've said it 2 days ago. I will repeat it here as well. Next year, I will take a little break, or rather after Christmas into January, and then I will start to upload again in January. And that way you can continue to watch Anti-MLM content if that is interesting to you. And next year, I will also change the upload schedule to this channel, and I will reduce the amount of content. So if you want to, you can also hold on to the Anti-MLM Vlogmas videos, because next year I will only upload one new video. That's my current plan each and every week. That has to do with my private life, with my professional life. I simply don't have the time at the moment to upload regularly 2 videos each and every week, unfortunately. And that way you can take a look at the old content if that is of interest to you, or if you don't want to watch another Anti-MLM video each and every day until the 24th of December. But if you want to, then you should subscribe to the channel. You should have the notification on, because that way you will not miss out on further uploads. The next one will be tomorrow on Vlogmas day 12. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you liked it, then hopefully I will see you tomorrow in my next video. Until then, cheers. Dictator out. Maybe I could zip it up and it's better. Oh, that's even worse. We're not doing that. Schade, du bist so schön, aber ich kann mit dir nicht filmen.